Alright, boys, we have the 2 new units and we know what they do. Let me tell you right now, if you weren't excited for this collab, you might still not be, right? Because if you don't care about Tower of God, you might just not care about Tower of God. But kit-wise, both these units cook. Both these units are cooking. Okay? I'm gonna go through the kits first. I'm gonna show you some gameplay so you understand, okay? Now, they didn't show too much YIHWA in gameplay, so I'll have to, like... We'll have to use our imagination, okay? I'll help you, I'll assist you, okay? I'm a very creative person. So first, let's go over YIHWA's kit. Okay, YIHWA's skill 1 is, that's fire damage, okay? Fire damage. Now, fire damage is crit chance doubled, pierce rate doubled, and then damage dealt plus 30% for each ignite effect on the enemy, okay? And then her skill 2, that's really good, that's strong, right? Double crit chance, double pierce, it's nice. It's a bunch of like miscellaneous, like little damage that goes into it. It won't do super big damage, but it'll be okay. And then her skill 2, her AoE, which I think is her main skill, maybe, is deals fire damage equal to 30%, blah, 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 who cares? AoE, fire damage. Now, this fire damage is different, right? It's probably like flare damage, and this is like scorch. We have scorch in the game, I don't know. They'll use different words for this, though. For every 1% of HP lost, damage dealt when using skills increases by 1.5%. Okay. And critical chance increases by 2%. So if you're at half HP, you get 100% crit chance and 75%, what do you call it? 75% damage dealt. So that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Now you'll be like, damn, but she gotta be low HP and at that point she's dead. Her passive makes it so for each human ally in battle, your base stats will increase by 5%. Classic. Okay. At the start of combat, grant yourself a flaming shield. Now, this flaming shield makes it so her HP cannot fall below 1. Okay. So she can't die. And she reflects 50% of the damage received. That's pretty good too. Now, will reflect received during the enemy turn. So, enemy skill use. Okay, well, when enemy skills hit you 4 times, your shield goes away if you take damage 4 times. Okay, so you can tank 4 cards guaranteed, and then you're dead. At the end of an enemy's turn and the start of your ally turn, grant all characters on the battlefield the flame of the family. All characters, so even your allies. Now, what this flame does, you can have up to 2. At the end of an ally's turn, the target's HP is reduced by 5% of the remaining HP. I'm pretty sure, we'll look into gameplay, sure. It's like hell. It does 5% of damage. As it doesn't just lower your max HP. If it does, that's kind of annoying. Because then it's useless, right? But after using her skill, all family flames on all characters will be removed. So 6 in a normal match. And for each family flame removed, increases your damage and your critical damage by 10%. Okay, up to 240, because somehow you can get 12 carrots in the battlefield. I guess raids, like the demonic, not demonic beast, but like demons, like red demon, you have an ally, but then it's still just, that's 8. Yeah, no clue. And well, it's up to 240, because you can have 2, right? So you have 2 each. If there's 6 carrots in the field, you can get 12 total. If there's 8 carrots in the field, you can get 16. So somehow it's 240. Somehow you can get up to 240. Or maybe there's like a permanent increase, right? So like, let's say every turn you get 60 damage, because every turn if you use 1 skill, you get it. Then I guess you can stack it up to like 240 if you do it 4 times. I guess that works. Okay, sure. And then her Holy Relic at the end of an enemy turn and at the start of an ally turn, right? So when you start the match and when it's the end of their turn, you grant all enemies 1 ignite effect. Okay, so the good thing about this, at the end of the enemy turn, if they cleanse and they end their turn, it's back to you, you still have an ignite on them and then your own. So you always have 2 ignites on the enemies. So your fire cards will always work. And for each ignite effect on all enemies, your allies' damage deal is dealt by 3%, and their damage taken is reduced by 3%, up to maximum 30. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And ultimate, I don't care. So next up we have MAZINO. Wait, that's funny as shit. Oh my god, I get the... Oh, Alexis is a genius. Okay, so skill 1, Violent Raise. By the way, the animations for these skills are ass. This one's okay. This one's ass. His ult ass. Unfortunately, they didn't cook with him. Deals medium damage. What? Okay, it deals 10 shoot damage, I'm gonna say. A single target, both a single target. When using skills, when using this skill, your attack power increases by 50%, so you get 50% of your attack, and your crit damage is doubled. Okay, this guy has base crit damage 240, so if 480 crit damage, plus maybe there's some other increases in the passive, whoop-de-doo. For like 500% crit damage, let's say, and your attack, let's say it's like 22k, with basic stats like 27k, half of that gets added on top of it. Okay, that's pretty big. And then it's skill 2, for 3 turns, or like whatever, like on rank 1's probably less, reduces single enemy's defense rate stats by some amount, and deals a powerful explosion damage equal to 3% attack, right? So this multiplier on this card is pretty low, so you essentially just want to use it rank 1. I think it's 120 rank 1, we'll see when we go into the match again. It also doubles its crit damage, and it also does damage dealt increased by 50% when attacking enemies under debuff effects, right? So this debuffs before you hit, like add in single target, and then it does the big damage after, okay? So that's, you know, that card can do some real big damage, okay? And then we have his ultimate, we don't care about either. For each dead character on the battlefield, crit chance increased by 50%. This applies to enemies too. If an enemy dies, he gets 50%. If an ally dies, he gets 50%. I'm not too big of a fan of this, but it actually kind of works in practice, especially with how the human team plays out. Both of these guys are human, okay? Now, next up is passive. For each ally in battle, all your stats are increased by 5%, so 50% all stats, right? At the start of battle, grant yourself taunt for 1 turn, big. At the start of battle, grant yourself the power of the Overlord for 2 turns, okay? Now, power of the Overlords, makes it so you get 30% attack rate stats for the first 2 turns, okay? And you also grant the barrier effect of divine water. Oh, you also get single target damage, sorry, both of these, right? You get single target damage 30% and attack rate, it's like sort of like tier, but like just sort of. But he also grants barrier of effect of divine water to all allies, generates a shield equal to 30% of your attack power at the start of battle, and reduces damage taken by 80%. That's pretty good. Right, it's a decently large shield. Like, think of Roxy's shield, but it's harder to break. It's a blue buff though, I will tell you, it's a blue buff. His taunt is a blue buff, the shield's a blue buff, so that's kind of annoying because that's the Rosa. For each divine water barrier effect that is removed, what? Okay, well, every time this gets removed, you get 20% damage reduction for 2 turns. Okay, it can be repeated up to 4 times. This is not like this like generates every turn, so I don't know like why this is a word like this, but it's some damage reduction in the shield. He has taunt, he gets attack rate stats and single target damage, right? That's pretty big. So if you survive with, this is the big part now, if you survive with less than 50% HP remaining, remove all debuff effects on yourself, recover HP to maximum, and give yourself for 1 turn and give yourself Tower Master for 1 turn, grants invincibility for 2 turns, and you get Tower Master for 1 turn. So Tower Master, damage dealt by single target attack plus 100%, and your crit chance increased by 50%. Okay, so this guy, when he has this plus this, will do some ginormous damage. And when we go to the showcase here, which they face a meta team, they have YIHWA on their team, which I'm not a fan of. We see the shield's a blue buff, and he is a blue buff himself. The thing is, when it gets removed, at least you get damage reduction. So if you face this as a Rosa, it's not even that bad. I just realized, but yeah, 33k attack when he uses a single target, that goes up to 50k, right? But yeah, it's 80% damage reduction plus the big shield. Alright, so they're gonna use both his cards turn 1 because they want to like throw and not have any of his passive up, but it's fine. So he does no damage, okay? And then YIHWA does her single target, and it does no damage, right? I'm not impressed by YIHWA. Okay. I think YIHWA's ass. I will be very honest. Okay, right here they do the correct turn. What they do here is they do the I'll play it audio. They do AoE, right? Right, to break the shield. Then they single target Meli to debuff them, okay? Which does a lot more damage all of a sudden, also. And then they do Lance on AoE, which kills him, and then kills him again because of the proc, okay? Now that's fine, okay? Wait, I think it already happened. I was gonna say, didn't he already get... Okay, yeah, so he drops below half HP here, and then he gets full healed, and he gets the buffs, right? But the tower buff is a gray buff. It's this buff right here, okay? All right, so now he'll do a bit more damage. Well, this is why he did more damage, right? But watch this now. When he actually gets to crit someone. Yeah. Go for a showcase. I can't wait to just play myself. Anyway, now the damage will be different, right? She does her damage. Just 840k is actually even bad. The AoE is her main card, obviously, right? The single target is not that good. But now, boom. 480k on Gelda, of all people. And then type disadvantage, he does 450k here. If that is Rosa, it'd been like 600 something k, right? Apparently impressive. None of these guys are game breaking, but they seem fun to use. That's a pretty good win screen. And they seem fun to use, and they seem fairly strong. Not like meta breaking anything, but they're good. If they're not worth your gems, they're not worth your gems. Let's go to live. Oh, they just ended. They didn't even show. Okay, so we'll wait. We'll have to wait for the patch notes to see like the Zahard and everything buffs. But yeah, these are these two, and they look very cool. That's it. Good job.